Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer, and today I'm gamesplaining Paleo. So this is Paleo. I have set it up as a two-player game. I'm going to have a playthrough, or at least a portion of it, so you can get a feel for how the game actually plays. What you're trying to do, it is a co-op game, so what you're trying to do is get 5 of these pitches into that space before you end up with 5 skulls. If you get 5 skulls, you lose. If you get 5 pitches, you win. So the very first thing that happens is each player deals themselves 3 cards from their deck. The deck is just split evenly between them. They then choose which of the 3 things from the backs. Now the backs indicate an idea of what's going to be there without necessarily saying exactly what will be there. So this player might take this one and this player might take this one. Now each player decides what they're going to do with their card. So this one allows the player to craft something that's up there, but he doesn't have anything to craft with, so it's not of any purpose. This one will allow him to bring other people in. So he's probably going to do that. This one is going to cost 2 cards to get some stone, or cost 2 cards to get a bear skin. So what he thinks he'll do is go for that bear skin first up. So that card will go there because it's been played. The next 2 cards in his deck will go face down, and he takes the bear skin. Over on this player who's going to do this thing, so because he's got 2 guys, he can take another guy without any cost. That comes in, that gets him a bear skin straight away because there's a little indication symbol on that. And that card also goes there. We then go to the next round. There are 3 cards. He thinks he's going to go against that one, and this guy will probably go for that one. They can go back on in any order, by the way. So this guy is looking for one of these symbols, which this guy here has. One of those symbols, which it doesn't appear that everyone has, but this tile has, so he could use that. The problem is that this guy's card doesn't allow him to share, so that's actually not going to help him out at all. He can't do anything with that one. He could help out his other player, but the other player needs 3 of these eye symbols, and there are none at the table except for that one. So it's actually of no benefit for him to help. So he's just going to have to throw his card in there. This guy can't fulfill what is necessary there, and so he's going to have to take 2 hits, and he'll take 1 on each of his guys. That card then goes back into the deck. If they did the top half of that, the card would get discarded up to the cemetery. Okay, moving on. He thinks he will take that one. He thinks it's probably worthwhile going after that one. Okay, so he can get 1 food by getting rid of that card. He could get a wood by getting rid of 2 cards, but if he gets rid of 2 cards, he's going to have to get rid of that red one, which means he's going to take another attack. So he'll probably just do the top one. But let's just hang out for a second and see what this guy's going to do. He can do 2 things up there, or if he has this symbol, he can put a card up onto that workbench. Because there's only food, he doesn't have the appropriate stuff to be able to actually build anything on the workbench at the moment. He's probably actually going to do this one, which allows him to help out. So he's going to use the bottom part of that card. That achieves that, which allows him to release 1 more card onto the workbench. That has a picture of this. So when they achieve that one, they'll get 1 of these onto the board, and that will actually be discarded. So he's now done that with the help of this guy, and we continue moving on. So this guy now has this choice, and he thinks it's probably worthwhile. Let's go after the red one. He thinks it's probably worthwhile taking that one, but he's going to put the red one down, 1 just in case. This guy needs 2 spears, which he has. He needs fire, which he does not have. So he can't actually take that one out. This guy doesn't have fire either. So they're going to really need to create fire at some point fairly soon. This card, he only has 1 of these. If he was able to get a share, he could use these 2, but he can't get a share because this guy doesn't have one. So he's going to take a hit for that guy, and he is not able to do his thing, so he's just going to have to let that guy go past because they can't share. Okay, back over to this guy. He's going to do that, and he thinks he'll do that one. Okay, this guy needs a single eye to be able to get one of these cards because of that symbol. This guy has one eye because of this rope. So what he might do is he's going to do the help out thing to spend the eye to enable him to take that card. These two then go face up. We then choose one of the next three, and he's going to straight away take that one, and this guy will take that one. He's going to spend one food to take one of each of the other resources from the supply, and this guy is looking for that symbol and that symbol, which he doesn't have either of, so he will just discard that card. Moving on, this guy will go after the top one, and this guy will go after that one. This guy can't do this one even with the help from the other guy, so he's going to have to take an injury. This guy also can't do this one even if he had help from the other player, so he's just going to have to let that guy go past. Next one, he'll take this, and he'll take this. So this guy allows him to, using 3 spears, so he's only got 2, but there's one over here, or this guy can use 3 spears, so they're going to have to share. This one gets 2 food and a pelt. This one gets 3 food and a pelt, so it's probably best if he helps this player. And so they're using those 2 spears and that one, which makes the 3. 2 cards disappear. Now one of them happens to be a red backed card, which means that he takes another wound. This card then gets totally deleted, but before it does, he takes 3 food, 3, and a pelt. Okay, moving on. This player thinks he's going to take that one straight away, and this player is going to go after that one. Okay, so he can get rid of a food and this card to flip over number 1. This guy is looking for an eye, which no one has. He doesn't have the ability to use one, so that one's a wasted card. There's nothing he can do with that, so you might as well do this, which is spend a food, discard this card to take card number 1, which is this one. Add this card to your group, which this is the group, by the way. Once per turn, you can add 2 spears. If you would receive 2 food for it, receive 2 fewer food. So it doesn't cost him anything to do it, but he'll get less income of stuff whenever he does do it. I should just put that there so I can see it. And we move forward. Okay, so this guy is going to take that one. Oh, this guy will take that one. This guy's looking for 3 of that symbol. There's only 1 of that symbol on the table at the moment, so he can't get that at all, which means he's going to have to help or do nothing. This one likes the necessity for food, so he'll take a food which costs 1 of these cards, 1 up. So just bear in mind that at the night phase, he's going to, at the moment, need 5 food to feed all the guys. He needs 1 more food than what he currently has because of this symbol. They also need to gain a tent because of that symbol. Okay, moving forward, this guy's going to flick that one. This guy will go after that one. Okay, so this costs a food and this card to get another thing up onto the workbench, or a food and this card to take 2 lives back. I think it actually might be worthwhile to do that one. So he's going to spend 1 of those food, discard this card to take 2 of these heart symbols back. This guy needs to pull out 2 cards, discard this one for a food and another pelt. And we go again. This guy's going to do that one. This guy will do that one. Flick it over. Okay, so looking for 3 eyes. There is no eyes at the table, so he can't do anything at all to help him out with that. He really does need to get those eye symbols, which means he's going to need to manufacture the fire. But he can't do anything, so he could help with this if necessary. This one's looking for 2 of that symbol. There's only 1 of that symbol, so he can't do the top one. He can get rid of 2 cards to get a wood, so he'll do that. So those 2 cards for 1 wood. That one's done nothing again. He'll take that one, and this guy, 1, 2, 3, will take that one. So this guy doesn't have the 2 of these symbols. He's only got 1. He could get rid of 2 cards to get another wood, or he could help out. I think he's going to actually help his neighbor. In order to do this one, he needs 4 spears. 1, 2, and he'll use that for 4 spears. He'll need to get rid of 3 cards. He needs to get rid of that one, which gives him a injury, but he can use that pelt to not take the injury. This card will then get discarded, and he gets 4 minus 2, so 2 more food in, and another pelt. And we move forward. He thinks he's going to have to take 1 of the red cards, so he'll flick that over, and he'll take that one. So this one's looking for an eye symbol, which he doesn't have any of at the moment. So he can't do the top thing. Does he have a torch? He does not. So he's going to have to take 2 wounds. This guy's looking for 2 of that symbol. He's only got 1, which means he can't do the top. So he's also going to have to take a wound. So instead of the wound, he will discard that on that side. Instead of 1 of the wounds, he'll discard that, but he'll take the second. Moving forward, and he thinks it's probably worth taking that one at the moment. No, he'll take that one. So he has that symbol. He can remove 2 cards, which will get him 3 wood, or he can just remove 1 card, which will get him 1 wood. The issue is, if he gets rid of 3 cards, he's getting rid of that. And he really needs to get one of these tents by the end of the day phase to fulfill that, or he's going to have to take a skull. So he thinks he's going to take the 1, which is 1 wood. That goes into the discard pile. That goes into there. And this guy is supposed to have 2 of these. He doesn't have them. He could spend 2 cards to get a rock. He's going to have to take an injury to do that, but he will do that. So those 2 cards go there. He takes 1 injury and gets 1 rock. And he thinks at the moment he'll go for that. He's going to have to go for that one. This guy needs 4 of those arrows. He's got 3 here. This guy cannot help out. This one's looking for an eye. None of them have that eye symbol. So he's going to take a injury and he'll put it on that guy. So that guy is now dead, which puts him up into the cemetery, completely dead. That then goes into that. He wasn't able to fulfill that, so that one goes up there as well. That's his only card that he can take. He will take that card. This allows him to manufacture 1 thing. This also allows him to manufacture 1 thing. There are 4 guys there at the moment, so it's probably not worthwhile bringing more guys in. So they might both manufacture because they actually have the goods to do so. And this guy's going to manufacture a torch. This guy's going to manufacture a spear, which costs those goods and those items, and they go back in. And then we come to this one's the last thing, and this one is looking for 3 of the eye symbols. There's 1 there, but he can't help out because he doesn't have any cards left, so he can't actually buy in to help this guy. Not that him helping would help anyway. So he takes 2 hearts, and he thinks that's probably the easiest way to go, and put that onto there. Okay, we have finished the first day phase. We're up to the night phase, which now they need to feed their 4 guys. So that's 4 pieces of food. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need to have a tent, which they do not have, and they haven't been able to manufacture. So they're going to take another skull. He needs to have 3 food, which they will spend, and 1 pelt to not take the other skull. Then we head into the next day. So the way this works is you take all the cards, flip them all over, shuffle them up, and deal them out. and then you head into the next day and play it exactly the same as we've just played. I fear that I'm playing poorly simply because we're at the end of the first day and I've got 2 dead already. But this is a tight game and quite often they're asking for a lot extra than you have. Fortunately now this has 3, so he might be able to actually do some stuff. But realistically, he needs to be gaining more stuff from up there so that you can add symbols onto everything that you already have. So I will leave it there. Please go ahead and watch my Gamesplain to get a feel for the rules if you haven't already watched that. Otherwise, if you have any comments or suggestions, please write them below. If you have any games that you would like to be Gamesplained, please shoot me an email to thegamesplainer@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter @thegamesplainer to keep up to date with the games that I'm playing. Subscribe to my videos to keep up to date with the games that I'm gamesplaining. And until next time, enjoy gaming.